In the last section, we got a reminder of something that we covered much earlier in the course. Remember, anytime that we set an image manually on a deployment, we have to make sure that we use some image name or some tag on it that is unique and different than what the deployment is currently running. If it is not different, then the deployment is just going to say, oh, no changes, I do not need to update myself. So in this section, we're going to figure out how we're going to work around this issue without having to always manually specify a version as we did previously. Remember when we initially discussed this problem and we ran this kubectl set image command, we had manually set on a version number of something like version 2 or something like that. And so of course, we don't want to have to manually set version 2 or some text on here. We want to have this be something that is done automatically. So let's talk about how we're going to do this. All right, here we go. So I took the same command that we were just looking at a second ago, the docker build command, but I put it on multiple lines here just so you can read it a little bit more easily. So when we run the docker build command, we're going to apply 2 separate tags to that image that gets created. So it's the same image, it's just going to have 2 tags applied to it. The first tag that we're going to apply is the same one that we're already applying, which is the multi-client latest. Now, to be precise, the current version of our deploy file does not have latest on there. We are going to go back and add it on. And we'll talk about why that's going to be on there in just a second. Now, more importantly, to get some unique version identifier, we're going to add on this second tag of your Docker ID, multi-client, and then a git SHA. Now, just in case you're not familiar with what a git SHA is, let me give you a very quick demonstration. If you flip over to your terminal right now and are inside the complex directory, remember that we have set up a Git repository to track all the changes we make to files inside this folder. Anytime we make a set of changes and then want to send those changes up to GitHub, we have to create a commit. With every commit that we create, a unique identifying token, referred to as the SHA, is generated. And that SHA is essentially identifying that current set of changes inside of our codebase. So to print out the SHA that we are currently working with right now, you can run git rev parse head, like so. And that's going to print out the current SHA for the latest commit that I put together. We can also do a git log, and that will print out all the different SHAs for all of the different commits that we have created over time. So we can essentially imagine that this SHA right here is a absolutely unique identifier